The world is getting smaller. As the world's population explodes, our ability to communicate with each other is reaching an unprecedented level. The once familiar term 6 degrees of separation has now been reduced to just 3.9 degrees, and it is our mission to help your business take advantage of this, to position your brand in the heart of the consumer. Let us begin by showing you how the world is using the internet and social media. As you have heard, we're now more connected than ever. The level of connectivity and internet usage by Australians is rapidly increasing. In 2014, 81% of the Australian population has access to the internet. That is over 18 million people. 12.8 million Australians are active Facebook users, and there are 24.4 million active mobile phone subscriptions. In parallel with our increasing online presence, the social media landscape in Australia is both growing and changing. It was recently reported that 73% of the total Australian population use social media. The average amount of time spent on social media each day is now 2 hours and 5 minutes. 55% of mobile users use social media apps on their mobile phones, and 14% of mobile users use location-based services. Facebook continues to dominate the social media landscape with 95% of social media users on the platform. And the importance of mobile devices cannot be overlooked, with 61% of users accessing social media through a smartphone device. While consumer usage of social media has become mainstream, businesses are still lagging behind. We've seen that 73% of Australians use social media. However, only 36% of small businesses and 48% of medium-sized businesses have a social media presence, potentially missing a significant opportunity for their businesses to connect with customers and build relationships with their existing customers. Businesses use social media for a number of reasons, the most common being to invite online comments, ratings and reviews, for two-way communication with clients and contacts, and to offer incentives to consumers. Businesses are also using social media as a customer service channel, with 60% of businesses receiving complaints via social media and 99% of businesses responding to complaints. The customer-initiated marketing communications model described by Duncan in 2005 proposes a new view on the traditional sender-message-receiver model of communication. In this model, the customer becomes the source of the message and approaches the organisation with their message. Customer messages are generally information-seeking in nature and consist of questions, complaints and compliments. Traditional media channels such as print, radio and television are now less relevant, with toll-free telephone numbers, help desks and company websites becoming the preferred channel for communication. The organisation becomes the receiver of the message as the customer seeks a response. The feedback loop consists of the 5 R's: response, recourse, recognition, respect and reinforcement. Noise is anything affecting the flow of communication, such as a busy signal when calling helplines and delayed responses from customer support. Today's marketplace is characterised by interactivity and engagement. Communication occurs between customers, organisations and media through a number of touchpoints. The internet in particular has changed how consumers engage with brands as it provides remarkable reach, speed and interactivity. These online drivers have brought about demands by customers for instant communication that companies have needed to respond to by being available and responsive to real-time communication. New technologies have enabled the Duncan model to evolve further, with communication moving beyond two-way communication between the organisation and the customer to a new multi-directional model of communication, where customers now have the power to communicate with each other on a global scale. While this can present new opportunities for organisations, it also presents a number of challenges, and organisations must understand the implications of these new communication channels. Organisations generally carefully craft elements of the marketing mix to provide clear and consistent messages to consumers. When organisations initiate the communication, they can control the content, timing and frequency of information. However, with social media, the communication is often out of the control of the organisation, with consumers able to communicate with each other on a scale much greater than has been traditionally seen with word-of-mouth communications. Dissatisfied customers can now voice their opinions with a single keystroke that has the potential to be seen by hundreds of thousands of people. While the fast-paced and ever-evolving world of social media can be a challenge, organisations must embrace these new technologies to compete in the modern marketplace. An organisation that is embracing social media to engage with customers is Telstra through their Telstra 24/7 campaign. Telstra 24/7 uses an array of social media channels to connect with customers, including a dedicated website, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube accounts, and a 24/7 app. Through their range of social media channels, Telstra aims to empower customers by giving them greater access to products and services and the flexibility to decide how, when, and from where they will interact with the company. According to Telstra, during 2014, the number of monthly digital customer contacts increased to over 20 million. The 24/7 app was downloaded 20 million times, and 46% of all service transactions were performed through digital channels. Importantly, this has also led to an increase in customer satisfaction. Telstra markets their 24 hours a day, 7 days a week accessibility and fast response times as their point of difference amongst the highly competitive telecommunications market. So let's have a look at why this is really important for marketers today. According to Clow and Back, consumers make decisions in a process. They present 5 stages where a linear consumer journey is undertaken in light of a situation being apparent to the consumer. When combined with the model discussed by Questa et al., a circular pattern evolves with the potential for the consumer to step back to previous stages when new information becomes present to them. This circular approach begins with recognition of a problem, then seeking information both internally and externally, which may highlight a new problem, evaluating that information and deciding on a purchase, or more research will be performed, before locating a purchase point, which may also require another information search, and purchasing the item service, followed by post-purchase activities like additional purchases, disposal, consumable purchases, and product renewal. Every customer has their own journey to purchase, which is different to the next customer, and various models have been put forward to demonstrate this journey. Strong, Lamb, Hare and McKinsey have all discussed this journey, improving it as more research and data becomes available. In 2009, McKinsey changed this model to one of a continual exploration of information and now includes post-purchase activities where a loyalty loop provides extra sources of information for other consumers in the exploration of information stage. So what do we recommend? Introduce yourself to your customer with your paid media choices. Mainstream media like TV, radio, print and signage are great for raising awareness. Online media has the potential to reach much further for less money, so use them both together. This creates awareness and problem recognition in the consumer. You have them interested and they are looking for information, so make sure they can find you and the information they want. Paid and owned media, like your website and promoted search and native advertising, are great because you can control them. You have to earn your place in the groups and networks that you can't control. Why, you ask? Let's look at what activities we do online. The large majority of Australians are using the internet to send and receive emails, gather information, and for general web browsing. 80% use the internet for online banking and paying bills, 65% buy or sell goods and services online, and 65% of Australians use the internet for social networking. Consumers are using online business channels in a variety of ways. The most common use is to research products and services, followed by purchasing goods and services, reading catalogues, comparing prices, reading advertisements, and posting product reviews. And in 2013, 265,000 Australians reported that they had made a purchase as a result of advice from a social networking site. So how are companies using the internet for business purposes? The Australian Communications and Media Authority estimated that the value of e-commerce in 2012 to be $237 billion, an increase of $48 billion since the previous financial year. So start or join a conversation. Customer-led communications could be complaints, reviews, questions or compliments. Businesses must provide responsiveness, recourse, recognition, respect and reinforcement in all communications back and forth between the customer and the business. Conversations can be far-reaching. Find the connections with analytics systems like Google Analytics. Use the data to improve your communication with your customers. Engage them, as all communications help form purchase intent. The consumer, through their constant exploration of information, forms interest, which leads to perception forming. Emotions and brand loyalty come into play. Memories of positive and negative feelings all lead to the consumer forming their purchase intention. Once your customer has bought something, don't forget them. Good communications after purchase can create brand loyalty. The customer might even become an advocate for your brand and influence others in their group to also like your brand and purchase from you. Failure here will result in a lost customer, potentially forever. The researchers of this report present a combination of models and theories discussed by marketing professionals, internet giants, and academics in buyer behaviour and marketing. Combining these various theories with the Duncan model of customer-initiated communication into a new process model to allow businesses to understand the need for an integrated approach to marketing communications. If you think your business needs an IMC campaign, ask us about it on any of our social media channels or via our website.